Child, listen. I don't know what's not been going as you plan to go. But let me tell you, I had been sitting there and it just kept, God had just kept whispering into my spirit when we was all in one place on one accord. Now, backstory, I've been trying to do different things and wondering as to why it's not been going as planned. Like, why it can't be easier? Why it's not going through? Like, what am I doing? And he told me to go read this a couple of weeks ago when I was really in the midst of doing it. And so I was like, okay. But the problem came, it's like not only you have to be in one place on one accord to make things happen, you have to make sure everyone around you who's going to intake the blessing with you or the next step with you is on one place in one accord. And that's where the problem come in. Like, child, this morning it all made sense. Like, where it came into my spirit a couple of weeks ago, I read it, and I understood it, and I was like, okay. Then yesterday I tried something else and it didn't go as planned. And he, after it didn't go through and I was okay with it or whatever, he whispered in my ear again when they were all in one place on one accord. So I'm like, okay. I'm sitting here this morning and he said again into my spirit, why just that verse keep coming into my spirit? So then I go deeper. I'm like, okay, so it's not just me. I gotta make sure everyone around me is in one place on one accord. Backstory. Like, it could be anything. It could be your boyfriend, your friend guy, your kids, your family, whoever you got around you that's going to benefit off God next step. That's the hard part. So now we got to get everybody in one place on one accord. And if you know how hard that is for everybody to be thinking to the same and we all trying to get to the same place, no matter if we taking different routes and doing it, but at the end goal still remains the same. See, people willing to go, they just willing to go to the next step. But the next step is just the next step. We trying to get to the end goal. The end. They don't see they ending like we see the ending. Child, listen. It broke my heart. And I know how you feel. It broke your heart. Why everything is just not going like I planned it to go. Why? And that's why. And it's so heartbreaking because now you have to figure out how to do this. How? Like, I thought we was all trying to get to the end. I don't know, something for you to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. For the people who've been here, who've been on this road with me, sending you so much love. Like, I love y'all. Shout out to y'all. Anywho, on your way out, like the video, subscribe to the channel, give you something to think about. If you don't know it, it's Acts chapter 2, verse 1 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. Acts chapter 2, verse 1. Child, verse 1, and just read it. Child, when they were all in one place, on one accord, suddenly there came a wind, like a mighty rushing wind. Do you hear me, child? Do you hear me? And it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as a fire, as it sat upon each of them. Child, when they was out, I'm just going to keep saying it because it's so important. When they were in one place, on one accord, suddenly there came a sound like a mighty rushing wind. And it filled all the house they were sitting. So, child, I'm sitting right now. And the only reason why I ain't moving like tongues of fire, like I'm just ready for whatever the word got for me, is because everyone around me is not in one place, on one accord. Only reason. Can you believe that? That somebody that's around you can stop your blessings, what you got going. Because they are not in one place, on one accord. Something to think about, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It spoke to my soul because, like, my children are getting older. They trying to go one way. I'm trying to go another way. And we trying to make it all work for this moment. This moment. And God like, nah, you got to come up with something better because I'm trying to get you to the end. Y'all going to have to figure that out. Y'all going to have to figure that out. You got to figure it out. I know it's hard. Stay prayed up, child. Stay prayed up. Definitely go back and read Acts 2, verse 1. It's at the beginning of the verse. It comes straight in at you. Read it, soak it in, understand it, understand it, and do what you gotta do next. Until next time. Bye, y'all.